Ahead tonight, a new round of clashes between BC's union and its chairman sent workers storming off the job.
Also coming up, why a decision on web gaming still hangs in the balance.
And big news from the Carifta Championships. The National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kendino Knowles.
I'm Keishla Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Well, days of back and forth between members of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union and Bahamas Electricity Corporation Chairman Leslie Miller continue today, prompting another round of industrial action.
A firing and a suspension pushed tensions to a new high today as the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union instructed its members to walk off the job. Tonight, Janaea Noel Ferguson has details of the latest clash and what it meant for operations at the corporation today.
We want this chairman to be removed. Forthwith, not tomorrow, but today. If our employee could get terminated today, then why it is that this chairman can't be terminated today?
That's the call from Bahamas Electrical Workers Union Vice President Irvin Smith after a female employee was terminated, reportedly without cause. Smith led an angry group of workers off of the job, demanding the government to intervene. And after weeks of back and forth with BC Chairman Leslie Miller, Smith said the firing was the final nail in their coffin, claiming the entry-level clerk of 17 years did nothing wrong.
Look at her records, her appraisal forms. She's a wonderful employee, a good employee, and here it is that she is excellent employee, and here it is she is being victimized.
Meanwhile, employee Michael Edgecombe, a union shop steward, says he was suspended for gross misconduct after calling in on a popular radio talk show.
I identified myself in the capacity as the chief shop steward of the union, and also as a citizen. I have the right to my freedom of speech. All I did was speak out on behalf of the members and things that concern us. That is all.
While union members walked out, managers were reportedly in office collecting payment and carrying on other duties. Union members were told to put a meager 50 cents on their bills to keep management busy and on their feet. When confronted with the issues at hand, this is what Chairman Miller had to say.
BEC has the right to disassociate itself with any employee that is deemed necessary. What is happening now is against the Industrial Relations Act. This is an illegal walkout by BEC employees. They know so. They know, well, if it's lunchtime, it's fine. If it's only an hour, then they go back to work after that hour. But remember, we're on rostering and we're on flexi time. Therefore, those persons who walk up the job with the flexi time and rostering knows that what they're doing right now is illegal. So if that's what they choose to do, that's what they choose to do.
Amongst a very vocal and angry crowd, Mr. Miller reiterated that the company does not belong to the employees and will not be held hostage. And as for him being fired, Miller said,
I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. 350,000 of us.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Yep. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Well, tensions are also brewing among air traffic controllers. Members of the Air Traffic Controllers Union have been operating without an industrial agreement for 4 years. And according to Union President Roscoe Popal, their proposal was rejected by the government last week and a meeting planned for today for continued talks. Salaries are said to be one of the biggest bones of contention. Popal said training and resources are also deficient and have led to increased workloads. When asked if strike action could result, Popal said the union held off during the weekend for the sake of the Carifta Games. That could all change as members grow tired of unproductive talks.
From the courts, jurors shown a videotaped interview today in which accused murderer Billy Johnson took CDU officers to the scene where he allegedly shot and killed Haitian national Rodney Fortillion back in March 2010. Prosecutors say Fortillion was gunned down on Downswell Street. He died from gunshot wounds to the head and back. The Crown is expected to continue its case tomorrow before Justice Bernard Turner. Garvin Gaskin heads the prosecution team. Ramona Farquharson is defending Billy Johnson. Chief Justice Sir Michael Barnett today reserved his decision in the web shop operators case. 7 web shop operators are challenging the constitutionality of the provisions in the Lotteries and Gaming Act in order to show that they aren't breaking the law by operating number houses. However, prosecutors are hoping to establish that those operations are in fact illegal. The lawsuit comes after Bahamians voted no in the January 28th gaming referendum. Prime Minister Perry Christie also issued a statement a day later ordering web shop owners and operators to stop all online gaming operations, including online gaming and the numbers games, immediately or face arrest and prosecution. However, the web bosses took the matter to court, and on January 30th, Senior Justice John Isaacs issued a conservatory order preventing authorities from shutting down web shops until the case is resolved in court. Meantime, the Chief Justice has promised to deliver his ruling as soon as possible.
Despite rumors that information from the recent audit report on the National Insurance Board has been leaked, Minister responsible for NIB, Shane Gibson, is refuting that. Just last week, Minister Gibson submitted the report compiled by Grant Thornton Bahamas to Cabinet, and in an interview with ZNS News today, Minister Gibson said that only 3 other people are in possession of the report, all of whom, he says, have confirmed that no details from the report have been released to the public. While he would not give much more details, he said he didn't know where that information came from, which surfaced online.
In our first look at weather, high-pressure system will maintain mostly sunny days and mild nights through Thursday, but outside of our studios just now, we have near clear skies, temperature 74 degrees, relative humidity 70%. Your winds out of the north at 9 knots, barometric pressure 1,016.7 millibars, that's 30.02 inches, and it is steady. But stay tuned, temperatures around the Farm Islands, travel and boating forecast is still to come.
Well, still to come tonight, Team Bahamas shines at the Carifta Championships.
And while you watch the races, what police were keeping a close eye on. That and more in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Lux Men's Warehouse.